Picture this. A biology professor walks into a routine medical checkup. She has spent 30 years studying the human body. She understands how cells divide. She has published over 50 papers on genetics and aging. If anyone should know what's coming, it's her. Then the results come back. Osteoporosis, skin cancer, her own body. That professor is Dr. Beth Bennett, evolutionary geneticist, University of Colorado Boulder. And instead of quietly accepting it, she did what scientists do. She went back to the research. All of it, years of work, and she wrote a book. Defy Aging is not a wellness blog. It is not a supplement company's marketing. It is a rigorous science textbook written in plain language by someone who needed the answers herself. Today, we are not talking about miracle cures or anti-aging serums. We are talking about biology. What aging actually is, why it happens, and what the current science says you can actually do about it. The book opens with a distinction that reframes everything that follows. Chronological age is the number on your passport. How many times Earth has gone around the sun since you were born? Biological age is something different. It is the actual condition of your cells, your organs, your mitochondria right now. How well or how poorly the machinery is running. These two numbers do not always match, and the gap between them is not purely determined at birth by your genes. It is being written every single day by how you eat, how you move, how long you sleep, and how much chronic stress your body is carrying. Biological age can change, and this book is about understanding why, so you can influence it. To understand aging, you need to understand evolution, and Dr. Bennett, as an evolutionary geneticist, makes this point with unusual clarity. Nature never built a self-destruct switch into the human body, but natural selection has only ever had one goal: passing genes to the next generation. Think of it like a manufacturer. You build a machine to do a job. Once the job is done, once the machine has produced the next generation of machines, you stop paying for maintenance. No more warranty, no more automatic updates. The factory moves on. Aging, in this framework, is not a design flaw. It is what accumulates after the warranty expires, the result of damage that was never fully repaired, building up over decades. And here's the question the rest of this book is built around. If aging is accumulated damage, can it be slowed? Can some of it be reversed? Yes. The book breaks the biology of aging into 4 core mechanisms. These are the targets. Understand them, and the interventions that follow start to make real sense. 1. Telomere shortening, the fraying ends of your DNA. At the tip of every chromosome sits a protective structure called a telomere. Think of it as the plastic cap on the end of a shoelace. It stops the thread from unraveling. Every time a cell divides, that cap gets a little shorter. Over decades, and the process is accelerated by chronic stress, poor sleep, and poor diet, the protection degrades. Cells lose their ability to replicate cleanly, and when they can't replicate, tissues age. 2. Mitochondrial decline, a dirtier power plant. Mitochondria are the power plants of your cells. They take the oxygen you breathe and the food you eat and convert them into usable energy. As we age, this process becomes less efficient and messier. Mitochondria begin producing more waste in the form of reactive oxygen species, or ROS. A small amount of ROS is normal and plays a useful role in cell signaling. Too much causes oxidative stress, a slow, ongoing attack on cell membranes, proteins, and DNA. 3. Cellular senescence, the cells that refuse to die. When a cell is too damaged to function, it normally triggers a controlled self-destruction process called apoptosis. Clean, efficient, protective of the surrounding tissue. But with age, some damaged cells stop functioning and also stop dying. Scientists call them senescent cells. They sit there, stuck, and they do something worse than nothing. They release a cocktail of pro-inflammatory signals that damage the healthy cells around them. The buildup of these cells has been linked to arthritis, arterial hardening, and cognitive decline. Researchers are now actively developing drugs called senolytics, specifically designed to clear them out. 4. Glycation, sugar slowly stiffening your body. When blood sugar stays elevated over long periods, excess glucose begins chemically bonding to proteins throughout the body, a process called glycation. The resulting compounds are called AGEs, advanced glycation end products. Collagen fibers that were once flexible become brittle. Skin loses elasticity. Blood vessel walls harden, raising the risk of high blood pressure and arterial disease. This reaction happens at normal body temperature, slowly and silently over years. Unlike the caramelization you see in a hot pan, your body's glycation requires no heat, just time and consistently high blood sugar. Defense 1. Fasting to trigger autophagy. Autophagy means self-eating, and it's the cell's cleanup system. In the 1990s, Yoshinori Osumi's yeast experiments gave longevity science a major breakthrough. And in 2016, he won the Nobel Prize in Physiology for showing how autophagy works. Today, scientists see it as a kind of quality control, helping cells repair damage or shut down when necessary. It may even help protect against cancer early on, but in some cases, it can also help cancer cells survive stress. And before trying any fasting routine, talk to a doctor first. Next up is defense number 2, eating for your cells. First, avoid the sugar trap. Cut back on refined carbs like white bread and soda. These are the main drivers of glycation, which is basically like caramelizing your proteins from the inside out. Next, eat the rainbow. Think of plant pigments as your internal pharmacy. Blues and purples protect your brain, while reds fuel your heart. Prioritize quality fats. Stick to Mediterranean staples like olive oil, nuts, and fatty fish to keep systemic inflammation at bay. And finally, use polyphenols to your advantage. Dark chocolate, green tea, and coffee actually activate sirtuins, the proteins that manage how well you age. Defense 3. Exercise as a signal. When you push your body, when you breathe hard, when your muscles ache, you are communicating to your cells that the environment demands more. And the body responds. It builds bone density, adds muscle, generates new mitochondria. 2 types get particular emphasis in the book. HIIT, high-intensity interval training, significantly improves mitochondrial efficiency. Short bursts of high effort are, metabolically speaking, among the most powerful things you can do. Resistance training preserves muscle, the body's largest metabolic organ, which also secretes compounds called myokines that act directly on the brain and immune system. Without regular resistance work, muscle mass declines every year, eventually affecting balance, recovery, and independence. Defense 4. Sleep as the brain's overnight maintenance crew. This may be the most underestimated section in the book. During the day, your brain accumulates metabolic waste, including the beta-amyloid proteins associated with cognitive decline. During deep sleep, the brain's glymphatic system activates. Cerebrospinal fluid is pumped through the tissue, flushing out those waste products. Chronic poor sleep means that maintenance crew never fully shows up. Waste accumulates. Neurons are impaired. Cognitive aging accelerates. Sleep is not downtime. It is the most critical maintenance window the body has. Dr. Bennett treats it with the same weight as diet and exercise, and the research supports that. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Of the 4 mechanisms we covered, which one surprised you most? And be honest, based on how you actually live right now, do you think your body is aging faster or slower than your passport says? Or maybe someone has told you, it's all genetics, there's nothing you can do. After watching this, do you still believe that?